Hello everybody, welcome to my first video of Legends of Runeterra. What I want to do today is show you one deck for each new card that we got in this expansion. Heads up though, there are two cards that I didn't include in this video. That is the Discreet Invitation and the Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. Because I think those cards are just, they're just really bad. I may be wrong, maybe they end up being good, but I don't think they are really good, and I don't think there's any like fun decks or like any fun deck building you can do with them, so I just skipped those two. But I made a deck for every single other one, so stay and watch if you want to see a deck for a card that you like. Maybe nobody else making content about it. I doubt it, but maybe you don't see a lot of content, but so these are some day one decks for your favorite cards and champions for the expansion. So let's go. So I'm gonna start with Annie. Okay, our first deck is gonna be Annie Swain Vandal City. So this is very much akin to old Swain Gnar. There was this one player, I don't remember the name right now, but they got rank 1 on every server with Swain Gnar. They played like Vandal City Major and stuff. I think it was Blue God actually, but yeah. So yeah, that was a good deck. But what I got for you right now is a different take on it. So we are playing Annie as a really good one drop that can level up with all these new skill cards, and we play a lot of false spells too to level up. And she can be a win con by herself, with Tivers, we can stun lock their whole board, and maybe we can get in with Swain, or with a lot of units. We can also have another burn plan. We have Death's Hands, we have Mana Soul Student, we have Leviathan, the Levy. So we can definitely burn them down, but this is mostly a Swain Vandal City control deck. What we want to do is completely stop our opponent's game plan and just finish off with a Swain stun lock. Levy stun lock them, we hit with Swain, game's basically over since they lose the whole board, but they play a big threat, we kill it. That's like the main goal for this deck. They play a Misfortune, we play Spellslinger, Flock, boom, they're dead. The Misfortune's dead. They play a Swain, not a Swain, sorry. An Ezreal, same. Spellslinger or Arachnoid Sentry into Flock. Random Flock should do the trick into most champions, We got Scorched Earth and Disintegrate for bigger threats, also Minimorph. Maybe they pay a really big threat, we can't quite kill it with the 4 damage from Flock. We have Disintegrate, that's fine. We have Scorched Earth, we can ping it with Pokestick, Death's Hand, Wallop, we can stun it, This deck, before it was really vulnerable to open attacks, but now with Disintegrate and Wallop, it's really hard for them to get us, Now, I'm not sure if you want to play 3 Disintegrate, 3 Scorched Earth. I haven't gotten to play with the deck yet. This is probably the first deck I'm going to try tomorrow when the expansion comes. But, I want to try 3 Disintegrate. You probably go down to 2, either 2 Disintegrate, 2 Scorched, put in something else. Also, I'm not sure about Cosmic Binding. I just want to try it out. Another option you can do instead of Cosmic Binding is Treasure Trash. You can even cut a Minimorph too if you see it's not doing much for you. You can do 2 Treasure Trash or maybe 2 Friendship. You can definitely play around with the ratios, but that's the main idea. We can level up Annie with our skills. We just level up Swain so easily with the Rounders Flocks, the Pokey, the Death's Hand. All of the Mana Soul Student as well, which can also stun lock for the Swain level 2. We can stun a unit with the Mana Soul Student by playing a skill or a spell. We just play like a Pokey Face, and then suddenly the Mana Soul Student pops off, and then boom, we got 2 stuns, and all of a sudden, Swain may be threatening to hit face. So yeah, that's the main plan. We stun their units, we get in one Swain, and we win. We can also burn them down, like I said. But yeah, really fun deck. I think that it's probably gonna have a place in the meta. I think it's gonna be good. Maybe not this list specifically, but I think the whole Swain idea with Vandal City, or maybe without Vandal City, it's gonna be good. Oh, also, I think I forgot to mention, you probably can do Ravenbloom. You know that card that summons the 6/6 with Overwhelm? You know what I'm talking about. T-Bark. I don't quite remember the name of that card, but you know, you can maybe do that. I don't think it's that good of a card, so I don't think it's worth trying. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest, but you know, you can try it. You know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's a good card. If it's good, then it's definitely the type of deck that you want to play with it. You know, Swain probably wants that deck card. So anyways, on to the next card. We're gonna play the Maker and the Stagehand. You know, we have two of the new cards here. I think the Stagehand's gonna be really good. Maybe even a staple for Ionian, because it's so good. You're stunning a unit and then you have a 4/4 blocker. Like, they don't want to attack into your 4/4 because it's gonna trade into most things, and it's ephemeral, you know, like, because it's ephemeral, they don't want to attack into it, so you can completely stop an attack with the Stagehand by herself. I think it's gonna be a really good card. So yeah, that's why we're playing the Stagehand, and we are also playing the Maker. So let me explain this deck first. This is Fill the Minah. You may be familiar with it, but if you're not, this is one of the best anti-control decks in the game. You basically can stop any type of thing that your opponent wants to do with the Nigh. You know, you got the Scatter Pods, you have Minah Swift to Food, like, you know, they drop like a big unit, let's say a Watcher maybe, or maybe they play a Fielder Rush of their own, and then you Minah Swift Foot the 2 Fielder Rush units. You know, you have a lot of answers for the stuff. You have 3 Sisters to obliterate anything. You know, Flash Freeze. You're pretty good into aggro because we're Thralls. You know, we're playing Catalyst, Blight Ravine, Avalanche, and that's amazing. But why are we playing the Maker here? Well, the Maker can be a pretty good tempo play. You know, this list before was playing the 4 mana, the 5 mana Recall a unit, I think. No, 6 mana 4/3, I think it was, Recall a unit. And I think this is much better, because the Maker says play Recall a unit with less power than me. So what we can do is Frostbite an enemy unit, and then we play the Maker on it. And that can give us insane tempo. Like, for 5 mana we can do Icebell Archer into the Maker, and that's a really cute combo. I'm not sure if it's like really that good, but I mean, if there's any place for the Maker, I think it's a deck like this, where you can Frostbite a unit, and you know, for 3 mana you remove it. You know, they play like a big ass unit, you just Frostbite it, and then the Maker. This could maybe use some more freezes, but I don't think there's that many cards we wanna cut. The Scattered Pot is pretty good because it can fetch us or Fielder Rush. You know, we can look for Burst, for a Flash Freeze, 3 Sisters. You know, some healing. We can do Fast Speed to find our denies. I think some cards that you can change around. You can do a one of Sejuani, you know. Fill the Minah has been doing that for a while. You know, you can do a Gnar too, a one of Gnar, or maybe just could train them for Gnar. That's also something that people have been doing. You can also just cut the Stagehand if you don't like it for a Concussive Palm. You know, just got 3 Stagehands, just put Concussive Palm instead. Just a cute combo, you know, for the Maker. You know, Frostbite and then the Maker unit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Our main win con is just stalling for a She Who Wonders. You know, we can ramp it or She Who Wonders or a Fielder Rush, and that's our win con. You know, we just stall it out until we feel safe to play one of our big units. You know, and we're just really good at stopping enemy win cons. You know, we're good into aggro. We're quite weak against Pantheon. That's something that we're bad into. But maybe there's not a lot of Pantheon next patch. We'll see. But yeah, we're weak into Pantheon. We're weak into like a Gotal deck, like mid-range decks, because Minah is a lot slower for those. You know, we're really good into control though. So yeah, I mean, you have a game plan against, you know, Pantheon. You can also Frostbite into Maker, but you know, that's only buying you a couple turns. So yeah, here is fill the Minah with the Maker and Stagehand. That's it. Now, here is, a really good one. I think Thralls is gonna be amazing this patch because Harbinger of Thralls is just such an insane card. Like before, you used to run Succumb to the Cold, and sometimes you would even just Frostbite on turn 3 just to get your Thralls going. But now you don't have to. You have a 2-mana 2/2, like a good body that summons a Frozen Thrall or advances your Frozen Thralls by 1. So you're not even mad to draw this like later into the game. I think this card is amazing. We're playing Taliyah because I like Taliyah 1 Preservationist. You can do 3 Taliyah though, just cut the Preservationist. You could also do Draglord Inquisitor. I'm just not a really big fan of that card. I think we don't need it. But if you like it, you can go with that. We're pretty decent versus aggro, which is probably going to be a lot of with Annie and stuff. So, we have Blighter Ravine, Avalanche, we have Ice Shard. We have Kindly Talon Keeper, of course. We have a really good game plan against aggro. So yeah, if you don't know how to play Thralls, you basically just pop your Thrall as soon as possible. Like you can do turn 1 Thrall or turn 2 Harbinger or turn 3 Lissandra. You just want to get them out as fast as possible. You want to get a Troll, and then you get Promising Future. You double it with Taliyah. You just accelerate the Thralls to get as fast as you can, so you can get like a 2/8/8 Overwhelms, or maybe 3/8/8 Overwhelms at like turn 6 or 7. It's just a really, really good deck that really has no interaction for the opponent. Like it's really hard to interact with this deck because we're playing mostly landmarks and there's not a lot of landmark removal. Even now, like maybe there's gonna be like a spike in Noxus and Scorched Earth. But even then, like there's a lot of decks that just have no way to interact with your Thrall. You just only have 2/8/8s and they have no way to stop it. And you just swing for the fences, ruin the whole board. This is really good into mid range. It's decent into aggro, especially if you get to level Lissandra, because then your Nexus stuff and you have a lot of healing. So yeah, this is Thralls. Alternatively, what we can do is, I had to make a Sands of Time deck too, and well, the best decks for a Sands of Time, I think it's probably also gonna be Turbo Thrall. So here it's a version with Sands of Time. If you want to play this card, I don't think it's that good, but you can try it out. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I caught 1 Avalanche and what else did I caught? I think 1 Three Sisters. I don't remember what else I caught, but yeah, I could do cards for Sands of Time. It's not that. Oh, sorry. It's not that bad. You can try it. I wouldn't run 3 off, but definitely 2 off. I think it's okay. Maybe it's a 1 off. But yeah, you can try it out if you want to play Sands of Time. I wouldn't recommend it though. Cameron Hanso, who is a really good Thralls player, he loves playing Thralls. He says this card is good. He said Sands of Times is good. Like the last time I checked, he said it was good. So, he knows more than I do about Thralls. So if you want to try Sands of Time, go for it. It gives you an instant sentry, which is the same that Clock Hand gives you, which advances a landmark 4 rounds or creates a. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you are always using the advanced landmark 4 rounds. So yeah, basically that. It comes online a lot sooner than the Clock Hand, but the Clock Hand also has the upside that it's 8 mana. It's a 7/7. I think that's all stats. I'm pretty sure it's at 7/7 now. So that helps with Lissandra level up. Sometimes you can even get a Watcher out. It's not common that it happens, but sometimes you get the Watcher, so that's also another win con if the game's going long enough. You can get a lot of Thralls and get some Clock Hands, and you got a Watcher. It's only they have to answer. So yeah, that's Thralls. That's Sands of Time and Harbinger of Thralls. I think Thralls gonna be really powerful this patch, but we will see. Okay, and now we have Bard and Set. This is not the Bard deck I made for this patch. I have another one coming down that has all the Chime cards. This one is a Kinkou Skull deck. I'm not sure if Kinkou Skull is good at all, but I think if there's any place to play it, it's probably Elusives. And I think the best Elusive deck is probably gonna be Bard and Set. I think this deck's gonna be really, really good. probably top tier, but not probably without Kinkou's Call, I'd say. So yeah, you basically just go Elusives, you buff your hand, and you go face. Something to have in mind. Maybe the Stagehand is bad in this deck, because if the Stagehand eats some buffs, like some chimes, you're gonna be sad. So, you know, maybe you want to replace Stagehand for Concussive Palm, but it's only like one bad hit, and honestly, it's not that bad, but you're sad if it hits this. You know, if it's the Mourned, it's only a 3-2. You go Phase, you got Bird, you got Esmus that can get a 1-3. You know, Kinkou Lifeblade, it seems gonna be really, really good in this deck. I don't remember who I saw come up with this. I think I saw it on an Ikato stream that someone redeemed that deck, and it had Kinkou Lifeblade on it. I think it might be good. I think it might be like Sparkfly. Not as good as Sparkfly Nami, but you know, I think it's gonna be kind of like it. I think Sinan is gonna be really, really good with Bard. You can maybe go up to 2 win for Hatchling if you like it. I wouldn't personally do that. I think 1 is enough as or top end if we haven't finished the game yet. So Kinkou's Call is here to basically set up a good open attack. You develop on the enemy's turn, and then you use your spell mana to do a Kinkou's Call. For next, you choose the option that lets you do the next turn, and then you open attack next turn with all your elusives going +1/+1, and suddenly they have a really hard time answering it. So yeah, I would personally not play Kinkou's Call, but if you're looking for a Kinkou's Call deck because you like the card art, or maybe you know you think the mechanic is fun, you should definitely try this out. I think this is definitely gonna be the best Kinkou's Call deck, if there is one. You know, maybe you can. I mean, the least amount of Kinkou's Call you play is probably gonna be the better. Like you can maybe go down to 2 or to 1 if you like that card. You know, maybe you don't like it that much. You know, if you wanna cut something, I would definitely look first at Kinkou's Call. So yeah, that's it. We don't play the Allegiance card because it's not really good. You know, like what can we pull? A Mourn, a Bird. I don't think it's that good. You know, even if we are basically mono Ionia, we don't benefit for Allegiance, so we don't play it. But you can try it if you want. I just don't think it's good. Next up, we have Protective Broodfather. So I think the Massive Tailstones are actually amazing. We're playing the Massive Tailstones. We're playing as a 2-off. You know, having the option to detain, to Prismatic Barrier, to foil the Massive. I think the Massive Tailstones is actually tier 1. Like from the Tailstone card, I think this one's tier 1, especially with locks, and along with the Ionian one. So yeah, I think if you want to play Tailstones, those two definitely. But yeah, we're gonna look at Protective Broodfather. So Protective Broodfather's attacks dry unit. If it's a dragon, summon it attacking. So you know, obviously the knots is to get either another Protective Broodfather with it and attacking with it, or get an Aurelian Soul or Shibana for free. You know, that's really good. We can get a Screeching Dragon too, which is, you know, not bad. We have some low rolls here. We definitely have some low rolls that we can hit. You know, maybe we draw a Dragon Chow or a Lieutenant or Petrified Broadwing. But you know, there's not that many cheap dragons. Actually, there's none, I think. I mean, you have White Flame, and the Faded one. You have the Faded one, which you could definitely play. Play called Dragon Girl Lieutenant and one of these spells for. Actually, you definitely should do that. Yeah, imagine this. Imagine this is gone. The reason why I'm playing these two though is because Petrified Broadwing stonks are gonna be off the fucking air against Annie. Like Annie is like. They play Annie on 1, you play this on 2, and it basically trades for free. Like you challenge the Annie, and it has 0 attack. You have a 3/3 Broadwing still. It's amazing. Like this is gonna be amazing. This one's pretty good too. You know, you 3/2 challenger it, the Annie, and you kill it as well. That's why I had it here. But you know, it's now that I look at it, White Flame's probably a lot better. We have all the normal. Targon Demacia spells. You know, we have Payco's Cake, Guiding Touch. You know, have some healing against aggro. We have Sharp Side, Single Combat. You know, some strike spells. You know, one of Judgment to completely blow out your opponent sometimes. So yeah, I think if you want to play Protective Broodfather in like a non-Mimi deck, like you could play Protective Broodfather with counterfeit copies, and you know, maybe a ton of Protective Broodfathers. But I think the more competitive Dragon's deck's probably gonna be Shyvana Azul, just like it's always been. Or maybe you can do a Pantheon Shyvana too, but then you're adding just one more low roll, because you know, even if it draws your Pantheon, it doesn't summon it. So yeah. You could also do just no units, Protected Broodfather and Aurelian Soul, but like that's definitely more memey because it's really hard to survive in a game like Legends of Runeterra with only spells. Like it's gonna be almost impossible. You know, that's also an idea if you wanna go and try and build a deck like that. You know, 3 8 souls, 3 Protected Broodfathers, and a bunch of protective spells. You can definitely try and do that. You know, it sounds fun. It just sounds really hard to pull off. I think this is definitely gonna be one of the better ones. Like I said, probably just got Dragon Guard Lieutenant, just add a White Flame. I'm taking the faded one, by the way, like Wounded White Flame, not the other one. Just got 2 Dragon Guards here. Maybe got a Strafing Strike, a Sharp Side, maybe a Demacia Dullstones, or Judgment if you don't like Judgment. You can cut it too for the 3rd White Flame. So yeah, I think that's probably gonna be the best Protected Broodfather deck. You know, definitely not these ratios, but I think this idea of Shyvana, Azul, Targon, just Protected Broodfather, it's probably the deck that you're gonna play if you wanna play Protected Broodfather. And yeah, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I made a lot of Yasuo decks. Yasuo got a ton of support this expansion. There's a lot more payoff for stunning units now. We have a lot more units that interact with stunning unit. We have Jhin, we have Tivers, we have we even have the 6-drop. I forgot the name, Broad something, the Minotaur one. Yeah, we have that. But this is the Stagehand deck. You know, this is the build, the deck I built around the Stagehand idea. We also have Spellslinger and Noxian Dullstones. I think Noxian Dullstones are actually really good. We have the option to have a combat trick, a Whirling Death to get a unit to go through, you know, that has Overwhelm. Or a Weapons of the Lost. Even sometimes you gotta want the Weapons of the Lost, you know. Like, these are cards that you normally wouldn't main deck, but if you have them all grouped up in options, you know, they get a lot better. You know, Weapons of the Lost is definitely gonna be very niche. I don't think you're gonna be picking it a lot, but sometimes dealing 3 and summoning a Fearsome against some decks is gonna ruin their day. You know, sometimes they just don't have any answers. So yeah, sometimes it's gonna be good, but yeah, you can maybe go up on this. I wouldn't really, though, because it's not that good in this deck, but it's decent. I would definitely try it out. So yeah, basically we have the normal Yasuo game plan. We just ton a bunch of units. We buff our Blade Thriller. We buff it up. We get a bunch of units that benefit from stuns. You know, we have a Flock, and we have Yasuo, and we have Swain that benefits from all the damage you do with Yasuo and Flock. And we also have Strategic Execution. I think this card is one of the best cards for Yasuo this expansion. I think it's pretty good. You know, the option to stun 2 or summon a Legion General. This also means that you don't have to main deck Legion General. You just play this card instead, you know, and you have the option to stun 2. You know, maybe sometimes your hand is too it's too expensive, you know, you can't play your Legion Generals, your Minotaur Reckoners, you have Johnny, you have a bunch of units that benefit from stuns but no stuns. You know, maybe you have a Legion General, you know, no stuns, but now you have the option, you know. Maybe you have a bunch of stuns, well, now you got a unit that benefits from stuns. Or maybe you have a bunch of units that benefit from stuns but not stuns. You got Strategic Execution. This card is amazing for Yasuo. It is beautiful. It unbricks your hand so good. Like, I love this card. I absolutely love it. I would definitely run 3 off in every Yasuo deck, you know. Maybe I'm too excited and it's only a 2 off, but I think this card's really good. It solves a lot of problems that you used to have. So yeah, you stun units, you flock them, you know, you have 2 different win cons. You have the Yasuo win con, just killing the whole opponent board, and you have the Swain, you know, you kill the whole opponent board and you attack, you know. Yeah, Minotaur Reckoner, you can stun lock, you can stall for a bunch of turns, you know. You stun the weakest enemy, you may flock it, or Yasuo strikes it. You got a bunch of options here. You got Johnny too with Yasuo, it's really good. Or, you know, you can stall maybe the they develop two big threats, and you can join a Wind Chaser. You know, maybe they fill the rush and then you join it to buy some time. You know, for your other units to pop off. And yeah, I think this deck is probably really good. Well, not really good. It's definitely not like gonna be too competitive. But if you wanna play Yasuo, I think Yasuo Swain or Yasuo Noxus, maybe you cut out the Swain, is gonna be really good. Maybe Yasuo Jin too is also gonna be really good. But Stagehand does a lot. Like I said, I think it's a really good staple card for Ionia, even just being able to stun one, and you know, just top an attack completely because they don't want to turn into your ephemeral, or you can attack with it and they also don't want to turn into your ephemeral. You know, you can push forward, or you can get rid of a unit. You know, it's quite good, and it also levels up Yasuo and levels up the Legion General. You can flock it and get some level up with Swain. Just a bunch of options. I really love this deck. Yeah, if you want to play, you know, a Stagehand in a deck where she really shines, just definitely try this out. Next up, we have the Chamber of Renewal deck. In case you don't know, this is the landmark that when you summon a champion, it gets destroyed and the champion gets +2/+1 and spell shield. So there's a couple ways where you can there's a couple of champions that you want this on, like Xerath's really good. Suddenly he's like a 5/5. You just drop this on turn 3, drop this on turn 4. Suddenly Xerath's a 5/5. You know, you can block with it. You have spell shield, so you don't have to worry about flock. And it's pretty good. And then you can also obviously the combo with Taliyah, and Taliyah suddenly gets +4/+2. You know, suddenly she's huge. Like out of nowhere, she gets huge. You have a lot of landmarks here, and I decided to pair this with Vandal City for the arsenal, because you have a lot of landmarks that break. You know, you have Preserve Biome, usually it's gonna break. Ancient Preparations, usually gonna break. I would definitely make some space for Rite of the Arcane. I'm just not sure what to cut here. Maybe just cut a mini morph. Maybe we don't need the two Absolvers, you know, 2 Rite of Arcane. That's good. I would definitely try to make space for Rite of Arcane. I just don't know where to make the space from. You have Desert Naturalist to break the Explosive Minefield, to break the Inventive Chemist stuff, or obviously the best combo in Shurima, that's like Endless Devout. You get the Sarcophagus and you break it with Desert Naturalist. Solely you get 3 units for 1 action. And yeah, I think this is pretty good. It's really easy to level Taliyah, really easy to level Xerath, you know. You have a ton of landmarks, and then you have an arsenal finisher later on in the game. You can maybe go down to 2 arsenals, got a mini morph, got an absolver to get 2-3 Rite of the Arcane. That would probably be good. I will definitely try that. But yeah, if you are looking to play Chamber of Renewal, I think this is definitely the way to go with Taliyah and Xerath. Like, and Taliyah and Xerath, you definitely want to do this. I don't think the card is that good, but if you want to play it, there's definitely a deck you can look for it, because it gets destroyed, and it helps Xerath level up, and it helps the arsenal get more keywords. So yeah, definitely try it, and let me know what you think. So we have Taliyah Aphelios Winding Light. The first time I see Taliyah Aphelios was an idea with Baal Temple. You know, you double Baal Temple, and now it's not good. Now I wouldn't say it's good, because I think Baal Temple is pretty bad, but you know, running as a one-off, because in some games it's gonna pop off. But the main idea here is Winding Light, and I saw this deck from Vinicius Luigi. I'm gonna leave his profile in the description. You know, gonna show them out, because I'm not sure. Here it is. See, Winding Light. So yeah, I saw this deck and I was like, I gotta try this. That sounds amazing. Just giving Taliyah Overwhelm like that. You know, you don't need the Absolver. And you know, I always love Shurima Targon. Another way you can do this is Taliyah Malphite with the Winding Light. That's also an option. The only problem I have with that is that Malphite and the Winding Light are both 7 mana, so it gets a little awkward. So that's why I would prefer Aphelios Taliyah. Also, you get a Baal Temple, which is amazing with Aphelios. You know, you just refill your mana, you play a ton of moon weapons, you buff up your units, and you know, suddenly your buffed up units matter because they have Overwhelm. And yeah, we run Lunari Duskbringer to trigger Aphelios and the Winding Light. We have Chip, because Chip, like if you're playing Targon landmarks, play Chip. Chip is actually such a good unit with landmarks. Like Chip into Rockhopper is probably one of the best openers you can have in the entire game. We are also playing Shrimp and Tailstones. Now, I don't think this card is good. I don't think it's good. But a lot of people are hyping it up, saying it's really good, so I want to try it. You know, I'm only running it as a one-off. I think you should definitely too, because better players than me are saying it's good. I don't see how, but you know, they're probably right. So, you know, try Shrimp and Tailstones. You know, if you want to play Shrimp and Tailstones, it's probably a really good deck to try it out. We're playing Preservarium for some draw and to level Taliyah. We have Dragon Roost. That's one of the new cards as well. I think this is the only Dragon Roost deck I made. You know, it doesn't. I think you want to play Dragon Roost, you don't play with dragons, actually, because dragons usually want to play a tempo game, and playing this in turn 3 and doing nothing, or playing it later on, it feels pretty bad. But if you play this and double it with Taliyah, suddenly you have 2 dragons, 2 in bonus box that, you know, if you kill a unit with them, you're getting value, you're getting more units in hand. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dragon-centered deck, you're gonna outvalue your opponent because you're getting units, you know. You're getting a ton of units. You can even high roll them, get a really good dragon, you know. So yeah, we're playing Guiding Touch, have a game against aggro, Pale Cascade to cycle through a deck, some Rite of Negations to protect our units, and you know, maybe they want to stun us, we stop it. You know, we have an Ancient Hourglass because this card is fucking broken. It should get nerfed, but it probably won't get nerfed for a while. We have Mountain Goat to trigger the Bale Temple and trigger Nightfall for the Winding Light and Aphelios. Yeah. So some tech choices you can do. You can maybe put Absolver here, but I don't think you need it because Winding Light is already Absolver on steroids. You can maybe put some Invoke cards. You can maybe cut out a Taliyah for a Zoe. I don't think it would be good. You can probably get the 1 mana discard Invoke here, but then you're running too many 1-drops, I think. You can also get the 3 mana 3/3 that summons a Sarcophagus from Shurima. That could be good. Maybe you can cut Desert Naturalist out. And yeah. You can also play Solar Priestess maybe, or the Invoke card like Star Shaping. You can try. There's a lot of stuff you can try, you know. If you want to make some cuts, I definitely go for Desert Naturalist and Dragon Roost. I think Dragon Roost is more of a fun card here than anything else. If you see Bale Temples doing much, you can cut Bale Temple, you know. You can definitely make some cuts around. It's definitely not the final list, but yeah. Yeah, here's Aphelios Taliyah. Again, shoutouts to the guy I got the idea from, like the whole Aphelios Taliyah Winding Light. And definitely check them out. You know, they made a lot of decks today, so yeah, go check them out and let me know what you think about this one. And here we have it, probably one of my favorite decks I made today. This is definitely an idea that someone else also had, but you know, I came up with this myself. I was like, how the fuck do I play Revna and Destiny Call without dying? And I think this is probably the best idea you can have. Targon's Peak. You can make Destiny's Call free, and you can put it on Zoe. You can put it on Space Basic Catcher. You can even put it on Faces of the Old Ones. You know, you can put it on She Who Wanders. You know, it's good to hit any unit with this, any unit in the hand. You know, you get suddenly like a 9/9 Zoe, and you don't even have to use the Field Rush for it. That's a high roll. We're just playing ramp here, of course. This is the normal Targon's Peak gameplay. We just have Revna here. Even if you hit Revna, suddenly you get +2/+2 and everything. You get a 3/3 Zoe. You get a 3/3 Space Sketcher. You get a 2/5 Faces of the Old Ones. Suddenly it's a lot harder to remove. And also draws you a card. Like suddenly you draw your She Who Wanders. You draw your Alien Soul. Maybe you didn't have a lot of expensive cards to. And now you do, you know. Now you have a actual good payoff for the Targon's Peak. I think this is probably the deck you would go to if you want to play Revna. I don't think this deck is competitive at all, but I think if you want to play Revna, this is definitely the go-to. And of course, I mean, I didn't explain this, but you probably get the idea. You want a Destiny's Call the Revna, and suddenly boom, your whole deck gets +10/+10. Like you get 11/11, you get fucking 21/21 Azul, and if you feel the rush, you get a 21/21 Zoe, a 31/31 Azul. Like completely boil up your opponent off the fucking roof. Now this deck is definitely high rolling. Like even when Targon Speak was good, it was definitely not that great because you got a high roll. Like you get, yes, sure, you can shit out your cheap units early game, and you know you can make it so you hit better cards after, but it's definitely a high roll deck, especially because you rely on your opponent not getting any good cards. And you definitely have a lot of game against aggro with Blight Ravine and Avalanche, but we definitely struggle against Odor Control because, you know, maybe they get a 0 mana Ledros, or, you know, a 0 mana Feel the Rush themselves. You know, maybe if they're playing Feel the Rush, or, you know, to get a 0 mana Leviathan, Leviathan, you know, the Swain card, the Swain board. So yeah, but if you want to play Revna, try this deck out. I think it's gonna be the best Revna deck probably. I can't think of any other way to play Revna. I don't think hand buffs are that good. I think they definitely need a lot more help. Maybe you can play Revna with Bard, but yeah, I think it's really hard to find a good deck for Revna. I think this is probably gonna be it if you want to play Revna. So try it out. Let me know what you think about it. And let's go with the next deck. So Darius Gnar. We're playing Captain Greyback. This is the card we're gonna highlight here. This is the Ricorex special. I don't know if Ricorex made Darius originally, but he was probably the one who popularized it the most. He's a big Overwhelmed guy. I was thinking, how do I play Captain Greyback? Well, I probably play with just a bunch of Overwhelmed cards. You know, imagine this: you just put Battle Fury, you put Decisive Maneuver. Suddenly, it's doing 5 damage to face. You know, you do 3 damage to face, and then you attack for 2. You know, if you Decisive Maneuver, or you can Noxian Tailstones again. Using Noxian Tailstones for a Whirling Death, or we can get a Sharpened Resolve to get some more damage in. We're playing the Fallen Reckoner to remove a lot of blockers from there. You know, we get this, they lose a blocker, then we attack, they have to block, they're probably gonna trade into it to lose another blocker, and then we have next turn, boom, we have the Ephemeral one, we will remove another blocker, and suddenly we're putting out a lot of pressure. We have the Omen Hog. We have really good hits for the Omen Hog. The only low roll really is Legion Rear Guard, but you know, getting Legion Rear Guard on 1, attacking in, getting your 3 damage does a lot. Yeah, and Gnar, you know, levels up, gets Overwhelm. Really easy to level up. Gnar here gives you a Poke Stick. You know, you can go phase. You can remove a 1 HP blocker. You know, you can get one more damage in. Just it's amazing. You know, this combo is really good. It has a really high win rate on ladder right now. I think it's only gonna get better. I think Captain Greyback actually helps the deck a lot because, you know, this is 5 damage to face, and you know, you can completely remove a blocker without trading. And you know, there's not a lot of units that have 4 HP. Yeah, in a lot of decks, especially against Burn, which is probably what you're gonna run into the most. Decisive Maneuver is amazing. You know, removes a blocker, buffs your whole board. Battle Fury can give you some really cheesy wins. Like if you open attack, they have to play around Battle Fury. You know, maybe they go against bad trades. You know, they block where they normally wouldn't have to. And you know, if they don't respect the Battle Fury, you can get a lot of wins out of it. You know, all of our units are really good with Battle Fury, except for Omen Hawk and the Wanderer. But you're probably not gonna keep them that much. They're probably gonna die pretty early on. So yeah, this basically plays like an aggro deck that transitions into a more mid-range style later on. But you definitely just want to play your units. You want to go phase. You want to hit them. You know, make them take bad trades. Troll Chant, Whirling Death to get more damage in. You can even use the Weapons of the Lost sometimes, like I said. So yeah, this is a deck that you should definitely try out day 1 if you are looking for Captain Greyback. So I was really doubting if I should make a deck with Stormwrath Blades, since I think this card is bad. Okay, I think this card's really bad. I think, like, if you want to make a good deck out of this, you probably just put a one-off in an Assyria list and just call it a day. You actually never play it, but you just have it there for the memes. I don't think this card's good, but I wanted to make it, you know, because the card's definitely not unplayable like like other two. I mean, Cryo Phoenix probably not unplayable. It's just not fun to build with. But the 2 mana one, the Discreet Invitation, I think that card's terrible. So you know, I didn't want to drop another card for this video, so I'm making a deck with it. And you know, like I said, I could just put Irelia, put one of Stormblade's Color Day, but you know, we have some synergy here. We have Misfortune, Irelia. I don't think this is good. Let me open with this. I don't think this deck is good. I think this is definitely more of a fun deck. But you know, the idea behind it is you get Jag Taskmaster, and all of a sudden all your blades are 2/1s. You know. Idle Navigator also summons a 1-drop. Marai Warden also summons a 1-drop. You know, so a Jagged Butcher is a 1-drop. Captured Corsair is a 1-drop. You know, like I said, the blades are 1-drops. So, you know, also you're summoning one more 2/1 each time you Blade Dance, which you know you have Irelia, Ribbon Dancer, and Blossoming Blade for Blade Dance. Also Defiant Dance and Lead and Follow. Excuse me. So I think, yeah, if you want to play Storm of Blades, this is definitely the move. Also, every time you Blade Dance, you have really good finisher in Shark Trainer. You know, all of a sudden you're just summoning a 5/3 Overwhelm, I think it is. Each time you attack with Blades, you know, making it even harder to jump block. You know, you just keep attacking them. This is really akin to Irelia. We have Blood in the Water to rally. We can just level Misfortune really easily here because, you know, if they spend mana trying to kill Misfortune, then you're spending mana just throwing a lot of 1-drops at them that they have to jump block, and suddenly they're gonna run out of units. But yeah, this deck's really vulnerable to SI control, to Avalanche and Blighter Ravine. This deck's really vulnerable to those. I think this is more of a fun deck to play with normals or against friends. I wouldn't play this on ranked. I don't think the deck's that consistent, especially because if you don't get the Jag Taskmaster proc, like you don't get to play it, then suddenly the deck loses a lot of its power. If you don't draw it or if you can't proc it, it loses a lot of power. But yeah, I think if you want to play Storm of Blades, then probably play Irelia. But if Irelia is too boring for you, then play this. Definitely this. So yeah, that's the deck. Again, I'm not really proud of this one because I don't think it's really good. But yeah, you should try it out. Maybe it's fun, you know. Maybe it's not good, but it's fun, and that's all that matters. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. If you had fun, or if you actually won with this deck, I would be surprised. But yeah, try it out if you like Irelia, Misfortune, Blade Dance. Deep, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks. Deep, one of the most beloved archetypes in the game, probably. Like, a lot of people love Deep, and now it finally got some good support. The Megatusk, you know, it completely replaces. If you ever played that 4-mana 4/4 vanilla Deep, you're just replacing it with this. You know, when you level up, when you get Deep, sorry, you heal 3 and you heal your other units. The other units really don't matter that much, but the fact that you heal your Nexus, that's pretty good. You know, it's not the biggest thing. You know, if we only got Megatusk, then probably Deep wouldn't be that good. Still, but we got Megatusk and we got Undergrowth. Undergrowth, you probably heard this a million times already, but Undergrowth is amazing. This card does a lot for the archetype. You know, you tossing 3 and you draining 2. Like a lot of people said already, you're probably gonna play this outside of Deep too. This card is amazing, you know, just being able to drain 2. This completely power crept over the Grasp of the Undying. This is just a lot better. You know, it helps your level up on Deep. You know, it helps you get Deep. And in other archetypes, you probably don't care about tossing 3 because it's at the bottom of your deck anyways. You're probably not even gonna get to that late. And you know, one thing you may be realizing here that some people do, I think I am on this train as well, that 2 Maokai, 1 Twisted Fate is the way to go. I'm totally on board with this. You're never gonna level Twisted Fate. First of all, he's not here for that. He's here for the utility. You know, Twisted Fate is just such a good card. And you know, sometimes playing Maokai, it's a loss of tempo. Like playing Maokai can be really bad. You know, you don't really need that many Maokais because, you know, you can just toss your whole deck, find him late game, and, you know, just toss the enemy deck. Then, you know, you don't really need him early game. You already have Seascarab completely carrying this archetype already. Like if this archetype's any good, it's because of C Scarab. This card's amazing. And yeah, you know, I don't think Maokai is that good to want to run him as a 3-off. You know, maybe you can cut Twisted Fate and put something else too, but I wouldn't run 3 Maokai. You know, some people even run mono Nautilus. I think that's good as well. But Twisted Fate is just such a good card. You know, he's so flexible. You can against aggro, you can suddenly red card and ruin their day. You know, maybe they're gonna open attack more often into your Withering Whales because they don't want to get red carded. If you're seeing a lot of aggro, just a side tip, I will probably go up on another Withering Whale. And yeah, but you have a lot of game against aggro. This drains 2 from unit, probably gonna kill most units in aggro. You know, it kills Annie. You know, you can Biofeast, you know, just really popular card. You know, always being really good against aggro. You know, you heal 1 and then you get a blocker. Sometimes you can kill a unit, you can kill the 2-1 with it. So yeah. We get Abyssal Eye. We only play 2 copies, so I think we need 3 also. I really want to make some space in the deck, but you know, you can definitely run 3. We go Shipwreck Hoarder to have some treasures late game. You know, treasures can be really clutch, and you know, once you play Nautilus, you get this back, and you can play for really cheap, and suddenly you get treasures. You know, treasures are good. You just keep cycling Nautilus back into your deck, you know, once you're deep to not deck yourself out. You know, you can Maokai to make the opponent go on a clock as well. You know, suddenly they have to deal with all of these huge deep cards, you know, the ephemeral ones, suddenly the Devourer of the Depths, just killing each one of those win conditions. And yeah, just deep, it's looking pretty good this day, you know. You got Lure of the Depths into Sea Scarf is usually what you want to look for. That's usually the pool that you want to go for. You know, a lot of decks even just cut a lot of sea monsters just so you can guarantee the Sea Scar, but I don't think that's good. You can try it out. There's a lot of ways to build deep. This is just the way I decided to go for. 1 atrocity to, you know, sometimes finish the game. You can go up to 2 if you think it's good. Maybe cut a vengeance. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can take in deep to face each archetype. You know, to depending on which archetype you're facing the most. You know, you can go 3 Withering Whales if you keep seeing aggro, more Depth Wanderers, more Biofeast, more Undergrowths, you know. Just changing whatever you see, you know, maybe more Vengeances, maybe a Ruination too if you see you need it. So yeah, I would definitely try this out. This is my version of Deep, you know, 1TF. I think it's really good, you know. Sometimes you draw a card, sometimes you stun a big unit to stall out some more time. Sometimes you completely ruin an aggro player's day. So yeah, definitely try out this version of Deep. I think it's pretty good. So here we have 2 Song Spinner decks. Song Spinner, you know, maybe it seems like a bad card at the beginning, you know, when you just first look at it, you know, maybe it looks bad. I don't think it's that bad. You know, I think it's definitely maybe not good, you know, maybe it ends up being cut out. But I think it has potential. I think 2 decks mainly have potential with this card, one of them being Shellfolk. So this is Ikado's list, you know, I definitely just copy paste this list, and I think I removed 1 stress defense for a Song Spinner, 1 stress defense, and something else. I don't remember what else I cut out. But yeah, I just cut out 2 cards and then added Song Spinner. I just wanted to full credits go to Ikado, you know. I'm not gonna say I just built this list from scratch. It's definitely his list, so check him out. I'm gonna leave his YouTube and Twitch in the description. So definitely go check him out. I just think Song Spinner has a lot of merit in this archetype. You know, you can refill your hand completely. You can find burn. You can find a combat trick, you know, to keep your Shellfolk alive. You get True Troll chance. You know, there's a lot of good 2-mana spells. You can get a Poke Stick, you get a Time Trick, you get a Mystic Shot if you haven't played one before. So yeah, if you want to know how to play Shellfolk, go to Ikado's channel. He has a video on this deck. You know, he explains how to play the deck. I caught 1 sec. I remember now. This deck's playstyle doesn't change at all if you just put 1 more Song Spinner. You know, it's just a good refill card. You know, maybe it's just play as a 1-off. I just want to play a 2-off to see how it feels day 1, you know, so I have more chance to draw it. But yeah, I would definitely try 1-off Sparring Song Spinner. You know, it's a good refill tool. You know, it can find you some good stuff, and you know, Shellfolk doubles it. So yeah, I would definitely try it out. Let me see what you think. Okay, here we have the second Song Spinner deck. This is another deck that I think that can benefit from Song Spinner. Again, probably play it just as a one-off, but I'm trying it out as a two-off right now. So, you know, this Ezreal Karma, you know Ezreal Karma, I know Ezreal Karma. Just basically, you know, you stall out with Eye of the Dragon, you know, and removal until turn 10, and then turn 10 you play Karma and you play a bunch of burn with level Ezreal on the board, and then you hit face, you know, you double everything. Right now this deck isn't that good because Karma got changed, and now you know, the double spell doesn't count towards the Ezreal, so Ezreal, instead of shooting twice, it shoots only once. But, you know, it still doubles the spell, so, you know, before the doubling get excited on face, that would be 6 damage, and then that would be 8 damage, and right now it's only 7. You know, you're missing out on 1 damage. We can definitely be relevant in some matchups. Yeah, you know, Song Spinner, the idea, you know, sometimes with this deck you can run out of cards. You know, maybe you have to use a lot of your removal and answers in the early game to not die, and then you don't have that many cards. You know, maybe you haven't found the Karma spell yet, or the Deep Med. Spotting Song Spinner is just another card that can, you know, that can generate you burn. It can generate your Poke Stick. You definitely probably played Mystic Shot before, so it doesn't give you Mystic Shot, but you can definitely find more burn cards. You know, there's the 2 mana hit face from Noxus, I think. Was it 3 mana? I don't quite remember, but there's a lot of burn cards for 2 mana. You know, there's a lot of good cards. You know, maybe you use this and then you find a Troll Chant and you save your Karma. You can find a Twin Disciplines from this. You know, you can just go crazy and put a lot of Twin Disciplines on Ezreal, or, you know, save a unit with that. And yeah, you know, I also added the Stagehand here because, like I said, I think it's a really good staple Ionian card. You know, I'm gonna try it out. I think it's really good. You can try it out, see if you like it, see if you don't like it. You know, maybe it's not doing a lot for you, and you're not really seeing how this card is good. Then you can cut it out. You know, maybe something else, made up some Twin Disciplines here. I get excited. Another Concussive Palm, another Deny, some Nopifies. There's a lot of options you can go for. So yeah, if you wanna play Spotting Song Spinner, then I definitely would try Shellfolk or Ezreal Karma. I think those are 2 of the decks that will definitely benefit the most from it. And yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think. Okay, so Lord Broadmane. I was at first really excited to play with this card, you know, when I first saw it, but then I saw Disintegrate. And Disintegrate is like Lord Broadmane on steroids, because you're only playing 2 mana for it. And sure, you don't get a body, but like, just Disintegrate is amazing. It's an amazing card. And I think Tribeam will benefit a lot from it. I just don't see Lord Broadmane being that good. But if you want to play Lord Broadmane, you just definitely try Tribeam. There's a lot of decks you can play Lord Broadmane with, but Tribeam is probably one of the best. You know, because they can afford this kind of tempo loss. Because they already gain so much tempo just from playing Tribeam. You know, Tribeam is like one of the best tempo cards. Kill a card and then summon a card of your own in one action. Probably one of the best things you can do, and you can do the same with Lord Broadmane. You know, you can do Arachnoid Sentry into Lord Broadmane, even if it's it's a lot of mana. But you know, you can also do Lord Broadmane on an already damaged unit to gain tempo. Like Lord Broadmane, a lot of times it's gonna be a tempo loss unless they already have a damaged card on board or you stun a card. But yeah, you know, the 2/4 body. You know, that's what kills the card the most. You know, I understand it probably has to be low status for it to be balanced, but you know, I don't think a 4/4 would be that bad. You know, I would definitely buff it. I think some stats would be nice on it. But yeah, if there's a deck that benefits from Lord Broadmane, it's probably gonna be Tribeam. Yeah, so definitely try this out if you want to play Lord Broadmane. There's probably a lot of decks that you can play Lord Broadmane with. Mogwai said he liked the card, so you can probably check his channel out. He's probably gonna have a lot of Lord Broadmane videos soon. And yeah, play this, see if you like it. I love Trivim, and you probably, if you liked Lord Broadmain when you saw him, you probably love Trivim too. So yeah, it's cool that you can play the both together. So on another card that I almost just decided to cut out the video, it's Hunting Boar. Hunting Boar is terrible. No, there's some people that say that it's actually good because it's basically an elusive portfolio. I don't know. I just think it's bad. It's sure it's a body, but it can't block. If it could block, then it would be good. It just can't block, and that's the biggest downside. Like, I don't see why you would play this over Lorekeeper or the 2-mana 2/1 that draws your card on last breath. I think that one's much better. If you wanna play Hunting Boar, you probably wanna do this. Just Fill the Rush. Just vanilla Fill the Rush. You can ramp in your Eat the Stairs into your She-Who Wonders, Fill the Rush, maybe Rob play Tryndamere, you can play Trundle, just ramp into the pillar. This is good old Fill the Rush, You can play Hunting Boar, and like the cutest combo you can do is Hunting Boar for Avalanche, but then you're playing like how much? 7 mana to ramp 1? Like, that's not good, Like, you for 1 more mana, and you can use spell mana, you can do Voices of the Old Ones. I don't know, I just don't see how it's good. You can maybe play this on turn 3, play this on turn 4, or play this on turn 4. I just don't see how this is good. I think it's a boring card to play around, but I mean, it definitely has a home. It has a home in Fill the Rush decks, or like ramp folio decks. It's just like, it's just not good. Like, there's no reason to play it, but if you want to play it, you can play with ramp folio, you can even play this in, I don't think you can play it in Targon Peak, because if Peak hits this, you're incredibly sad. But yeah. Yeah, Hunting Boar. If for some reason you saw this card and you thought you liked it, you can try this. Check it out. Probably gonna be disappointed because I don't think it's good. I would play 2 Lorekeeper instead, especially with the amount of aggro that we're gonna have going around. Well, yeah. Let me see. Oh, you definitely only play 2 Tryndamere, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is just a normal Fill the Rush deck. Yeah, you can change it around with however you like to play Fill the Rush. Maybe you like a Birdie Nice, instead of Ruination, you like Birdie Nice. You like 2 Atro, you like 2 Withering Whale. You can change these numbers around. I'm just showing you a home for Hunting Boar. And yeah, just change the deck around the way you like it, and hope you enjoy. Next up, we have Zombie Anivia. And Zombie Anivia, I'm featuring 2 of the new cards here. We have Harrowing Return and Haunted Tomb. I think Zombie Anivia is gonna be incredibly fun with these new cards. Like, I'm a big sucker for control. I love playing control. You could ask anyone that knows me. I love control. Control is my favorite archetype, and Zombie Anivia is probably one of the hardest control decks in the game. Not the hardest, I mean like one of the most control decks that we have in Legends of Runeterra. Like the most akin to magic control. And yeah, this is Zombie Anivia. We're playing Haunted Tomb, and we are playing Harrowing Return. But Harrowing Return can't hit Anivia, but it can't hit the Rekindler. That's what we're trying to hit. We play Rekindler, the Rekindler dies, and we have a cheaper Harrowing. Like, sure, we don't get like 50 Anivias, but we do get for 4 mana, we could get an Anivia out. And that's really good. Especially because we don't, we can do this early into the game, Maybe the board stays looking a bit iffy, We play Harrowing Return, we attack with Anivia, we clear out some units, we have Anivia as a blocker because we don't care if she dies in this deck. We can also have Haunted Tomb, we can have multiple Anivias here. You can also try Haunted Tomb with Taliyah, but this is what I wanted to do with my Haunted Tomb deck. I wanted to showcase Anivia because I think it has the most potential. You can wait for Anivia to die and play this. You can wait for a killer to die and play this. You can play this on turn 4 and then play Anivia. Play this on turn 5 and then play Anivia on turn 6, and then You know, suddenly like if they kill an Eevee, like, you're gonna get another Eevee. You know, if you're worried about them killing your egg, you know, because you want an Eevee to stay on the board or something, you play Haunted Tomb. You know, you usually don't care if an Eevee dies in decks like this, because even if they kill the egg, you could just Harrowing, and now you can also Harrowing a turn, and you can Rekindle. Like, they're just gonna have a hard time dealing with your Eevees, man, because you have so many ways to get an Eevee. And we're playing one of Gluttony because I think it's cute, you know. Sometimes you play an Eevee and they use some removal on it because they don't want the Eevee to attack. You just play Gluttony in it, completely blow them up. You play an Eevee, they play Vengeance, you play Gluttony, you blow them out of the roof. And yeah, there's that classic combo. I don't think you need more of these, but you know, if you like the combo, you think it's cute, you can maybe cut a 3 sisters for it. I would personally not do that. If anything, I will maybe cut Gluttony for Avalanche, because I think there's gonna be a whole lot of aggro. But yeah, depending on how much aggro you see in ladder, you can go up on Withering Whales. Sorry, you can go up on Avalanche. You know, Calyx of Eons helps us ramp up onto our Enlightened turn. We have Kindly Tamerkeeper to heal against aggro. This is one of the best decks against aggro. You know, I think if you're having a hard time against aggro, you can play this deck. Like, this deck is so amazing against aggro that it's unbelievable. So yeah, I think Harrowing Return, a good card for an Eevee. I think if you want to play Harrowing Return, probably play with an Eevee, or like any Rekindler deck, you maybe play this with Zombie Ash too. But yeah, I think this deck is looking quite cool, you know. Like, we get a lot of new toys to play with an Eevee this patch, and you know, I'm excited. And let me know if you like an Eevee in the comments. Okay, so next deck. Of course, when you see Blood in the Water, you think I'm gonna play this on Lurk, but I'm not. I'm not the biggest Lurk fan. Like, I don't hate Lurk, but you know, I don't think it's fun to play. You know, it's kind of high rolly. Well, not high rolly, but you know, it's kind of luck dependent, and you know, the deck building isn't that fun to me. Instead, I'm playing this list. Silver Twisted Fate. I don't remember who made this list, but you know, it's a list that's been out for a while. A player got ranked top 3 in ladder a while ago with this. I think it was last patch. You basically play for a tempo game plan. You have the tempo package from Bilgewater. Sorry. You have a lot of removal here. You can just play your Maokai Reaper and then you can make it rain, and suddenly your Maokai Reaper is a 2/2 with Fearsome. You can play Deadweight Deckhand. You can play Twisted Fate after to red card for 2 damage, and suddenly you're doing 2 damage to everything. And you got Sap Spray Fin to fetch for a Quicksand, make it rain, line them up. You got Sheriff Lariat Rose, which is like the spiciest card here. To make everything vulnerable for a turn. You can dictate combat that turn. You can remove a lot of weenies, and then now you can rally with this. I think the main takeaway from this deck that you can make if you like Blood in the Water is that don't play this just in Lurk. Like, forget about the Lurk part. This card is just good, period. It's a good rally card. For Bilgewater, you wouldn't play this on Demacia Bilgewater, of course, because you already have a good rally. But you know, this one's pretty good, you know, especially because it can hit face, and that helps Plunder. So I would definitely try this in Plunder as well. You know, maybe you're into Plunder, you can try some Blood in the Water. And yeah, I think this package is really good. If you are wondering how to play it, I think Fresh Lobster it was. Yeah, I think Fresh Lobster made a guide on this. You know, well, not a guide, but he played it on a video. So you know, if you're wondering how to play this deck, you can go check him out. But yeah, this is basically just a deck that plays purely for tempo. You wanna attack with the units, you wanna remove them for as cheap as possible, and yeah, you just wanna win through tempo. Tempo is a win. Tempo is love. Tempo is life. Okay, here we have probably one of my favorite decks for the next patch. This deck I'm probably gonna spam a lot. So you're asking, why Viego on Noxus, you know? Before there wasn't really a reason, you know? Ionia and Shurima are both better at protecting Viego. But what this has is Legion Deserter. Legion Deserter gets +2/+2 for every campable Encroaching Mist. Now, if you play Encroaching Mist, since it does Viegos everywhere and Encroaching Mists everywhere, that means Legion Deserter gets +2/+2. So this can become huge. Like, you can play this on turn 5. You can either play Legion Deserter or Viego on turn 5, and they are a threat. This is like a second Viego, you know? We're basically running 3 different champions here in basically Hydrobind, Legion Deserter, and Viego. This is amazing. Like, you have so many threats that your opponent has to answer. It's like my Illaoi Viego list. The problem with this list, though, it's Disintegrate, which we are also running. There's probably, even if the card ends up being not that good, which I don't think it's gonna be the case. I think Disintegrate's really good. Everyone's gonna be playing Disintegrate, and that's probably why I wouldn't play Illaoi on day 1, because they're gonna blow you up with Disintegrate, Scorched Earth. This just aggro's gonna blow you up. So yeah, I'm on 2 Withering Whales because I'm expecting to face aggro a lot. And yeah, probably Viego Shurima is gonna be the better Viego list still, because it has a lot of protection for Viego against the Disintegrates and stuff. So yeah, but if you want to play Legion Deserter, which is the card I'm trying to highlight here, I think this is definitely gonna be the deck. I think this is probably gonna be like not even a meep deck. I think this is probably gonna be an okay deck. Like maybe not tier 1 or tier 2, but like a tier 3 deck, like a playable decent deck that's not like full meme. I think this is gonna be good. Like, yeah. So yeah, if you like Legion Deserter, definitely check this out. You can also play this with Legion Marauders if that's your thing. Like Reputation, Legion Deserter, Legion Marauders. That can also be a thing. If you wanna play that, go for it. I would play that on with Sivir or Ashe if you like that. But yeah, this is what I will play because I'm more of like I'm more of a teamy guy. I like playing big unit hit phase. We all got a team inside of all of us. So yeah, if you're a team as well, try this deck. I think you're gonna like it. So next up, I had to make a Jhin deck, and I also made Jhin Annie. There's a Jhin Annie list up there. But Jhin Yasuo, they got synergy. They're cute together. They got something going on. Like I mean, why not? You can get Solaris Sunhawk off of the thanks to Jhin, you can play Solaris Sunhawk. It's pretty decent. You can level up Jhin really easily because you got a lot of skills. You get a few fast spells. Concussive Palm, Ravenous Flock, Deny, Steel Tempest. You got Mina Sif, Free Food. You got Johnny Wind Chaser. I would probably not play Broad Main. I just wanted to play Broad Main here because it's a fun card, and it kind of has synergy with Jhin because with Jhin you like ping the stun units every time. And I think the main thing about this is that you have more payoff for stunning units because Jhin deals 2 to all stunned enemies. So it's not just Yasuo that benefits from it anymore. You get Jhin, and that is amazing because before you had a problem when you didn't draw Yasuo because what do? You're stunning a lot, but you're not doing anything. Right now. But now with Jhin, you also get another payoff from stunning unit. You get Spell Slinger, Arachnoid Sentry, and then you get the Jhin thing going on. You trigger 3 spells, and then he stuns a unit if he's in play. And suddenly you attack, and maybe the whole enemy board is stunned, and you deal 2 to all of it. And another pair that you could go for is Jhin Swain, but I think Jhin Yasuo is probably gonna be what everyone is gonna like the most. So I try to please the masses here by playing Yasuo because everyone loves Yasuo. You see stun, you're like, oh my god, Yasuo. We're all being there. We all have a Mogwai inside of us, so yeah. We have a lot of early play, so we're not gonna crumble against aggro, but aggro's still a pretty bad matchup. We definitely want to go more into the mid-range stuff. Noxus control has always been good against Demacia. Arachnoid Sentry and Flock ruins their day. And yeah, Jhin, here you go, a Jhin deck. So, Consult the Heavens. I'm running it only as a one-off. I know. But this is Soraka Tam Kench. I think if you want to play Consult the Heavens, you definitely play it here. I don't think you can cut any more like a lot of cards from this deck. It's mostly why I don't play more. You know, maybe you could cut Star Shepherd, but I didn't, because you know I got another spicy deck here. You know, I got Stargazer, because you know Sragatam Gage, the thing it has is like, sure, you make a big unit. Now what, you know? Your unit is big. Doesn't change the difference, you know? Like, you can fully heal it to win with Starspring, you know? Like, that's it. But now you have Stargazer. Like, if you have a big Tam Kench, like, your units, if you ever played Sragatam Kench, you know that they get a lot of HP. You can play Consult the Heavens on them. And you can damage them, you play Consult the Heavens, and then if you have Stargazer on play, then suddenly you can have like a minimum 6/6 elusive attacking the Nexus. And it's like, wow. Wow, that's a lot of damage you're threatening me with. You know, and usually Tam Kench is even gonna have more, because you're gonna play Astral Protection, it's gonna go up to a 2/10. You know, suddenly Consult the Heavens, Stargazer, that's gonna be a 10/10 elusive attacking the enemy Nexus. So now you have another cheese game plan besides Starspring to win you the game. But besides that, we're probably just gonna play the normal Starspring game plan. You know, we play Soraka, we play Tam Kench, we just damage a bunch of our units, and then we hit face. Another Stargazer targets Star Shepherd. You know, Star Shepherd usually gets really big. It just never gets to hit face. And that's why I'm playing Stargazer. Another card that you can use instead of Stargazer is what's the name of the Daybreak card? It gives Overwhelm. You know what I'm talking about. The 3 mana that gives +1/+2, I think it is, an Overwhelm, and cycles itself if it's Daybreak. You can play that instead of Stargazer, but I think this is a more fun, cheesy way to win, because the opponent's probably not gonna expect. They select Stargazer and they start worrying. It's like, whoa, I know you don't even need to do the full cheese. You can even attack with a bunch of winnies that you healed. Like maybe you damage all of your units. You know, your Octopus, your Croaker, your Shepherd, your Crusty Crudger, your Broodback Protector, and then next turn you have Stargazer on the board. Starspring heals all of them, and you have a bunch of elusive attacking. So yeah, this card usually doesn't see play, but I think would be a fun way to just mix 2 cards that are probably not that good, you know, Consult the Heavens and Stargazer. So try it out. You could also try it out with the Demacia Targon, like Soraka Galio. Like that deck's not good, but this deck's not good either. You know, it's just a bit better than Soraka Galio, but you can try Soraka Galio. The thing with that is though that the attack on formidable units doesn't matter, you know. So Consult the Heavens will be literally there just for the Stargazer combo, just to make it elusive. Yeah, I just don't know. Consult the Heavens, if you want to play it, I think it's here. You know, maybe you can play instead of Stargazer, you play the Overwhelm Targon one, Zenith Blade, I think it's called. There you go. Maybe you play Zenith Blade instead. But yeah. This is just a fun way to play Consult the Heavens. If you want to play it and try it out, let me see what you think. So, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about this because you already know what it is. This is Scout. You know, you see Miss Fortune Queen, maybe you roll your eyes because you don't like Scout. Maybe you're hyped because you like Scouts. But this is just good old Scouts. But we're playing Inspiring Light. Inspiring Light, I think it's really good. I think on Scouts it's gonna be good. But I think it's mostly going to be good on Bundle Demacia. The thing is, Bundle Demacia is not really that good. But Scouts is. So if you want to play a good Inspiring Light deck day 1, you're probably going to farm a lot of decks with Scouts. Playing a new card. So now they can't call you a loser. Because, you know, you're playing a new card. You know, you're experimenting. So you're not just abusing Elo with Pirate aggro or something. So yeah. Inspiring Light, let's just go to the next one because there's just Scouts. You know, not much to talk about. But here we have Plunder. Now, this is good old Plunder. But now, we're playing Wharf Rat. Now, Wharf Rat, it's really fun. I love this card. I even think that you could play this in aggro, maybe. You can play this on turn 3 and it's probably gonna be something like a 3-3. But yeah, you can maybe play this on aggro. You know, it would be better as a 4-drop in aggro, because then you can maybe come down as a 4-drop. But in Plunder, it's probably gonna be the place for Wharf Rat. If there's any place for Wharf Rat, then it's obviously gonna be the one that, you know, you see Wharf Rat, you immediately think Plunder. So you can try Plunder with Wharf Rat, and you can also play the Rally, the Rally Bilgewater card. You can try it out. Maybe you get some sap spray fiends, and you add the blood into water. So, you know, Plunder got 2 new toys. You know, that's more than you can ask for. So try it out. See what you think about it. Now let's go straight to the next one. Now, this is a deck that a lot of people just thought of immediately when they saw the what is it? Brew Leader. The Fate package. The Fate package is good. Surprise, what a shocker. Now, you're probably cringing right now. But if you want to play Illaoi day 1, this is probably gonna beat the deck. Because, like I said, a lot of people are gonna be on Incinerate and on Aggro. And this deck is probably gonna beat both. Because you don't really care about your Illaoi dying or your Tentacles dying that much. You know, you still got your Feast to back you up. So this is just normal, like Aphelios gameplay. Just, you know, you play less for tempo and more for making a big dude. The Brew Leader can make your Feast start a free attack, which is like the main synergy here. But it can also make a Tentacle start a free attack. And you can maybe play the Seas Boys on a Tentacle, and then you play Papercraft on it. And then you have an Overwhelm, double attack. And that's good. Or you can maybe give it Rainbow Fish, you know. You can do a Rainbow Fish on a big Tentacle and you go phase, you know, with no need for the Seas Boys. You can do Papercraft on Fizz. You can manifest a Papercraft or a Rainbow Fish here. You have a lot of... You have Face Sprout to get, you know, to make sure your Feast doesn't die. You know, they gotta respect you. They gotta respect if you have 1 mana up. They just can't try and kill Fizz, because you're threatening to just blow them out of the waters. Sorry. Now, I would probably make some cuts here to feed Conchologist. I'm just not sure what to play, because, you know, we're playing all of the Tentacles cards. You know, if you want to try the Tentacle package, this is probably gonna be it. So yeah, I'm just playing all of the Tentacle cards to see the power level. Then I'm probably gonna make some cuts to add Conchologist. But yeah, this isn't really my cup of tea. But I want to play Illaoi, and this is probably gonna be the Illaoi deck to play day 1. So yeah, if you're hyped to play Illaoi and you don't want to get blown out by Incinerate or Aggro, try this out. So let me know what you think. And with that, we are going to the next deck. We are going for my favorite, my second favorite actually. Actually, I probably said my favorite a lot because I'm hyped for a lot of cards. But Aphelios Lux got so many toys this expansion, like holy moly. Of course, we're playing the Winding Light and Celestial Trifecta, which is beautiful. This is like I can't even talk right now because I'm that excited. Now let's see. Aphelios Lux has been a deck for a while. Even before Aphelios got his buff, you were playing Aphelios, like 2 Aphelios, 3 Lux, 1 Zoe. Now that Aphelios is better, you completely caught a Zoe thing. You know, Aphelios looks pretty good. Blue God has been doing Aphelios Lux Azol. I think he got 1 Lux for it. You can also try that. But I think we got so many good additions here. We got the Demacia Tailstones. You can do the Demacia Tailstones into Detain to immediately level Lux. You can do Prismatic Barrier to protect, you know, from a strike spell, or, you know, from a damage thing, you know, maybe Get Excited, or what's it called, the Thermo Beam. You know, a lot of damage removal you just completely screw over with the Demacia Tailstones. you can detain a big unit that they have, or you can 4 Demacia. That's where we're only playing 2 Vanguard Sergeants, because we can get 4 Demacia from this Demacia Tailstones. Demacia Tailstones are amazing. Definitely tier 1. Like Demacia, Noxus, Ionia, they're tier 1 Tailstones. I love them. If you're playing Demacia, you're probably considering this, especially if you're playing Lux. So, Celestial Trifecta. This is the Celestial Trifecta deck. We cut out Star Shaping for this, because the problem with Star Shaping was that it was 5 mana. You were 1 off of leveling Lux. You know, if you play if you play Sharp Size, Single Combat, Pecoscape, Guiding Touch, you know, you were wasting in 1 mana. But now you can get 3 cards. Actually, I don't know, it's 3 cards or 1. But the thing is, you can get a finisher out of this. You're gonna get a finisher out of this. For 6 mana, instantly leveling Lux on burst. That's the thing. It levels Lux on burst for 1 card. And you get a card which can be a finisher. I'm not sure if you invoke 3 or if you invoke 1. Like 1 card. But if you invoke 3, this is even better. If you invoke 1, this is still good. You know, you can get a lot of things. You can get the sister, the golden sister, you know, to lifesteal and get some elusives in there. Get a elusive blocker. You can get a serpent to just push a blocker out of the way and attack with locks, and you know, a buff tap for the Demacia board. You know, like Celestials, they're pretty flexible, and I think this is probably the best card. I'm just really happy to play with this in this combination, because you can get your finishers. And you don't even need to get a finisher, because you already have a 1 in light, so you're just getting 1 extra finisher, you know? Maybe you're getting a small beyond, the big beyond, the great beyond. Maybe you get a great beyond, maybe you get a Nasher, like the 10/10 challenger overwhelm. Like, you can get so many things out of this. You can get a cosmic inspiration, just buff up your deck entirely. And you got Spacey Sketcher here to discard the Mountain God and Lunari does Screambringer things, you know. Spacey Sketcher is really good, like the invoke cards, the Celestial package is amazing, you know. And of course we're playing 3 of Petricide Broadwing, because like I said, Stonks are going up dispatch against Annie. So if you like Aphelios Lux like I do, definitely try this deck out. I think this deck is going to be amazing if this invokes 3, and it's going to be okay if it invokes 1. I think you definitely swap Start Shaping for this. Even if it doesn't heal, I think it's amazing to burst level Lux in 1 action. Like, just, you don't need to use 2 cards, you use 1 card that replaces itself. If you're having a hard time against aggro, I would definitely look to put some Radiant Guardians in here, you know. Maybe you got single combat, you know, you got a Shield of Durand, a Hush. You can look out what cards you cut out for a Radiant Guardian. But yeah, if you're having a hard time against aggro, get a Radiant Guardian in here. Get it here. You know, maybe you got a Celestial Trifecta if you don't feel like it's doing a lot. A Concerted Strike. But I think this is amazing. I really like this deck. I think it's gonna be pretty good. And I think you should try it out day 1. See if it's good or not. You know, I think it is. Okay, here we have Proximity Cuff Buff Cap. I'm not gonna delve too hard into this. We all know and love the Trap archetype, and it just got a lot better. I think Proximity Buff Cap is really good, because it's like the Tristana spell from a bundle tree. It all depends on how reliable you can actually get the traps to go off. But I think this is probably gonna be good. I think it's gonna make the Trap archetype just a little bit better. You know, it's nice to get some extra help. And I think it's a nice deck to try out day 1 if you like traps. You know, just try it out. And yeah. Now let's go to the next deck. A deck that I'm really excited to play. This is Bard. We got the whole Bard package. All of it. You know, we're playing all of the Bard cards. Now we're not playing 3 of Cosmic Biting, because I don't think it's that good. But we are playing Invoke with Bard. I think this deck, maybe not this version, but I think it's gonna be quite good. You know, we have Sparkfly and the Fangs here to help us a bit against aggro. You know, it can get buffed up by Bard and his chimes, you know. If the bards hit Zoe, that's so good. You know, we can play this maybe on turn 1, and then we play Zoe turn 2. Suddenly it's a 2-2. So Zoe's a 2-2. No, maybe if we draw Zoe later, we're always happy to see her. Maybe we want to keep her in hand, you know, until it gets a lot of buffs. You know, Sparklefly eating buffs is good. Solari Priestess eating buffs is good. Because suddenly you play a 3 mana 3/3 that gives you value. Like, that's the thing with the bow cards. They are usually low stated because they give you value when you play them. But if they eat a chime, suddenly you're getting value and you're getting a good card for the price on its board. You know, imagine just 1 mana 2/2 Space's Catcher, and it gives you another card. You know, and then the Celestial can also eat buffs. You know, you can get a Serpent that's a 2/2 Challenger for 0 mana. Like, holy moly, that's good. You can get the 3 mana Elusive. You know, now it's a 3 mana 4/4. So yeah, I am really looking forward to play this. I think, you know, the Celestial hits are amazing. You know, if it's the Silver Sister, that's a big Elusive. You know, I'm not sure if the Golden Sister first or the Silver Sister. But, you know, if it buffs lifesteal one, even better. You know, it can buff up the fangs. You know, 3/3 lifesteal, that's pretty good against aggro. Imagine if it gets more than one buff, then it's 4/4 lifesteal against aggro. Amazing. Sparklefly, it can buff up to even to a fucking a 3/4 Elusive, just healing you. Boom. And if bard levels, which is probably gonna, if you eat enough chimes, which I think you should probably eat enough chimes. If he levels, then, you know, all of a sudden you can draw, and then you get a Sparklefly buff. I would definitely look at the ratios here. I would probably play more spells. I just really want to try. I was just really happy to play this. I would probably maybe cut Sparklefly, maybe go down to 2 fangs, maybe cut the Moondreamer and put more spells here. But I really wanted to try this because I really want to see what units feel good when they eat a bard buff. And yeah, I will maybe put Guiding Cut, Touch, Pelgascade here. You know, there's a lot of cuts that you can do. You can cut Monte God gives you this card for Spacey Catcher, so probably not, but yeah, this deck I'm in love with, man. I love the Fangs, I love Invoke. I think Bard's gonna help the Mono Targon decks a lot. So yeah, here we have the Dragon Ambush deck. I don't think Dragon Ambush is a good card, but if you're gonna play a Dragon Ambush, then it's probably gonna be an ephemeral deck, because, you know, Soul Shepherd makes those attacking dragons. You attack with 2 3/2s that heal you for 6. That's pretty decent against aggro. You know, ephemerals aren't really that good, but yeah, this is just a normal ephemeral deck. You got Shark Chariot, you got Stagehand, you level Hecarim pretty easily. You got Set here, you know, you got Twin Disciplines, Notify to protect them, you got Deny to stop your opponent's game plan. Since you're playing so many ephemerals, you can use Eclipse Beyond pretty well. And how the Relic to, you know, if you have a Soul Shepherd on board, then summons 3 2/2s. You know, not much to say about this. You know, if you're gonna play Dragon Ambush, then I'll probably look forward to ephemeral Ionia Shadow Isles deck. Otherwise, I don't see how this card's display. I think it's bad. You know, maybe I'm wrong. You know, you don't hate to see this being generated by Karma. Like, that's an upside, but I don't think this card's too main deckable outside of a archetype like this. And maybe even here I wouldn't play 3 off. Maybe just a 2 off. I just don't know what else. Maybe Ruination here. And yeah, you know, so if you don't play Dragon Ambush, then you should probably build a deck that looks something like this. You know, Ephemerals, Ionia, Shadow Isles. Now, let's go with the Maokai. Now, I love playing Fiora, okay? I know a lot of people here, you know, they don't like Fiora, they hate Fiora, they hate alternative win count. I think Fiora is really fun, especially Mono Fiora Foliord. Rest in peace. But yeah, when I saw Maokai Witherclaw, I was definitely instantly thinking Shurima Demacia combination with all the challenger cards that don't see a lot of play, like Honor Lord and Gallant Rider. You know, you get to challenge a unit, they get -2/-2, and you get a 5/5 with Tough. You know, this one gets Barrier. You know, you get Merciless Hunter. You know, you can challenge a unit -2/-0. You know, suddenly they can't block Fearsome. You can just use the Maokai Sand Spinner. You know, -3, -0 effectively. You know, you can shut out a lot of units. You know, suddenly you can kill Misfortune for free without taking any damage. You can Quicksand if they buff it. You got Ruthless Predator to proc it. You got Ancient Hourglass to protect your Fiora, your Necton, and you got your Rite of Calling to draw them. I think Renekton benefits a lot from this deck. It definitely helps him survive a lot more. I don't think this deck is really that good because it has Fiora and Renekton. But yeah, I think this is a fun way to play Maokai with the Claw, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying this out on the expansion day. Okay, so here we have it, the Ravenbloom Conservatory deck with the Prefect. I don't think the Prefect's good. I'm not sure about Ravenbloom Conservatory. I really think any Gnar are gonna be good. Like, definitely a deck like this. You can definitely cut the Prefect and Ravenbloom for a better card. Mana Soul Student probably sees no play here, but you know, the Prefect can grow really big in a deck like this, and the Ravenbloom Conservatory should just instantly pop. You know, suddenly your Decimate, it does 5 damage, your Fervor does 4. This is doing 3 to face. Sorry, this deals 2, this does 2, this deals 3. You know, this does 2, this drains 3. Like, this is dealing 2 every turn. You know, Jean's dealing 2, and he's dealing 3. I mean, both of them are really dealing 3. Like, just amazing synergy here. So if you want to play Ravenbloom, I would probably play this, you know, like in an aggro deck like this, because you can benefit from the burn later on that you would just that extra damage that you would otherwise don't have any access to, and the Prefect can grow pretty big because you have a lot of skills here to buffer up. So yeah, if you're looking forward for the Prefect or the Ravenbloom Conservatory, I would definitely try a deck like this. Okay, so the Reputation card, the Grey Apothecary. When an ally with 5+ power dies, create a random follower with 5+ power in hand. So, you know, yeah, the thing is that it's not your region, so you can get a bad card sometimes. But you know, if you play this, you know, suddenly every time they kill a unit, you get another one. You can maybe hope to replace it soon. You know, you can play 1 mana for a 5/5, and you know, you play the Grey Apothecary, and suddenly, you know, they kill the 5/5, the 1 mana 5/5. You could get an even better unit. They kill the Terrifying Glory Seeker, you get a better unit. The Incisive Tactician, you get a better unit. I would definitely maybe try to lean more into the Yeti part if you want to play this. I'm just not too sure about the Yetis. You know, maybe you can play Legion Marauders and Legion Deserter with this. You know, there's definitely a bunch of ways to build reputation. You can maybe go into Shreem instead with LeBlanc and Sivir. Try that instead, but yeah, this is what I built because I love Ash LeBlanc, and I don't really like the Yeti version. I like this version more. So let me know what you think. Probably the Yeti version is better, but this is the one I built because this is the one I like. So you know, try the Yeti version too. You know, a Grey Apothecary seems like a decent card. You know. Okay, we are getting close to the end. And here we have a deck that has been despised by a lot of people since the Poppy was released. You know, Poppy 6 back in the day was a deck that a lot of people hated. But here we have just Vandal Burn. You know, probably nothing new under the sun. The only thing that we are playing is Paparo the Great. You know, it can be decent, I guess. You know, it gives you another Jordal. You know, it can give you some refuel. You know, you can play this. Maybe you get some Stone Stackers. You can get a Conchologist. You can get an Invented Chemist. You can get a lot of Yordles that are cheap, and you know, just go face. You know, you attack with this, and then your Gnar is a 4/3 again. You know, that's decent. You can play this on 3, and then play this on 4, and then Gnar is a 4/3 again, like back in the day, and 6 is a 4/4. You know, even more damage that you're threatening. So yeah, I think if you want to play Paparo, then it's probably in a deck like this, where you're just playing a bunch of weenies. Yeah, you just play a bunch of wins. You get a 3/3 Stone Stacker, a 3/1 Conch, a 3/1 Invented Chemist. Maybe you can play some more Jordals here. I just think the Noxus aggro package is too good to give up, even for Paparo the Great. I don't think the card is really good, but if you want to play it, I would play it in a deck like this. I feel like I've said this a lot, but yeah, There are some cards in this expansion that aren't that great, but you know, I was in love with a lot of the cards, and I wanted to give love to some of the cards that maybe won't see a lot of play. So you know, maybe if you like the art or if you like the mechanic, you know, you can find a deck for it. So yeah, let me know what you think about this one. If you like Bandle Burn, leave a like, you know, subscribe, comment, and yeah. And onto this deck, we are playing with the new card, the Obedient Drakehound. I think a lot of people were saying Scouts with Noxus with this. I'm not so sure. I think this is more of an aggro card. You know, getting a 4-1 attacking with quick attack, you know, it can make your opponent's day miserable. Because they gotta block it and they gotta use a card on it. But you know, they don't wanna use a card on it. You know, it's 1 mana. I mean, it's 1 HP, you know, they gotta use their ping on that. And they have so many other units they need to ping. We're also playing just Pirate aggro with this. We're playing 3 Island Navigator for the Obedient Drakehound synergy. I don't think you should usually play 3 Island Navigator in a deck like this. I would probably go down to 201. But we are doing 3 for the sake of Obedient Drakehound. We have Sub Spray Fin tutoring out Noxian Fervor. I don't like playing any other cards that aren't this. Like, I don't like playing Make It Rain. I don't like the 3 mana Reputation card. I think it's always better to have Sap always just pulling out a Noxian Fervor every time. You know, if you see Sap, you know you're gonna get that Noxian Fervor, and that's really good. You know, there's not like other chances to see another card that you don't want to see, like Make It Rain doing 1 to face, or the other card doing 2 to face for 3 mana. Like Noxian Fervor is just such a good card, and of course you play Decimate because you're playing aggro. And yeah, Pirate aggro with Annie. I think this is probably what Pirate aggro is gonna look like from now on. I think you definitely want to play at least 1 TF still, because you know the red card's really good. You know, you go face with it. You remove a lot of blockers. It's really good on aggro mirrors. You know, suddenly they get a lot of their attackers or chump blockers gone, and then you're just hitting face. You definitely want to play 3 Misfortune because she's definitely still the start of the show. So I would not ever go down on 3 Misfortune. Like, if you want to go that, like, I don't think GP is good at all. Like, if it's good if you're not playing Annie, but I would not. I don't think GP is better than Annie. I think this being a 1 mana 2/2 quick attack is amazing for aggro. You're probably not gonna level her ever on this deck, but that's not what matters. You just want to have a good 1 mana unit, and this is a good 1 mana unit, you know. So yeah, on to our last deck of the video. Here we have Mono Demacia Elite. This is an anti-mage deck, you know. It's just, you know, if you're playing Elites, you're probably a role player, you know. You're playing Elites because, you know, you like Demacia or whatever, you know, you don't really care about the meta. We're just playing the Elite package, you know. You just type Elite and you add a bunch of the cards. We're just playing Stony Suppressor and Pedicite Pillar, and we're only playing 2 single combat because, you know, I don't think I like Pedicite Pillar a lot because Countdown Do, it destroys itself and does nothing. At least that's how it reads. So, you know, you play this, and for 3 turns the enemy has a problem playing as your board. You know, it has a problem answering your board. You know, maybe you want to play this on key turns where you think there's... Oh, sorry. You want to play this on turns where you think that's you think Fill the Rush gonna come down. No, Fill the Rush. Like, a bench is gonna come down. You play this a turn before, you know. Suddenly they can't play the benches the next turn. You played Story Suppressor, and suddenly, you know, they gotta play 3 more mana for their spells. You know, suddenly Vengeance is 9 mana. Ruination is what? 12 mana. You know, answering elites gets a lot harder. And you just go face, you know, you just play good study units, you buff them up with your Banger Batterman, your Garen, your Battlesmith, you challenge unit with Predicite Broadwing, you know, get blockers out of the way. You got Might of the Vanguard, which does not get affected by Predicite Pillar or Stony Suppressor, so you can still play it normally. You can play normally, and it doesn't get affected, just like Thermo doesn't get affected, just like the turret one doesn't get affected. So yeah, I think if you want to play Petricide Pillar because, you know, you hate magic and you love elites, this is the deck for you. And that will be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow some of the new cards. You know, I'm gonna play some of the new decks. and I hope to see you there tomorrow. Please like the video, you know, comment any feedback that you have, and subscribe, you know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.